Hi, folks, and welcome back to the Star Wars Library, where Star Wars is in print, and we are back to the Marvel comic books, and going to be talking about 4 issues today, and issues 35 through 38. Again, we're still in 1980, and these are still by Archie Goodwin, these comic books, and like I said, 4 issues. And I have them collected here again, as always, in the trade here by Dark Horse, Dark Encounters. This, again, probably the best way you're going to get them. You can get the omnibus by Dark Horse. Um, that they've omnibuses that they've put out, and of course Marvel's been putting them out as well. I would not recommend tracking the single issues. But what's interesting is actually we are on the last 4 comics of this trade. We move on to volume 3 here very, very soon. And so there are four issues, like I said, that we're going to talk about. And they're called Dark Lord's Gambit, The Red Queen Rising, Immortal Combat, not the actual Mortal Kombat, and Riders in the Void. We'll get to that one. So the initial story that we're going to talk about is in issues 35 through 37. So 37 ends, which is, again, this is the interesting thing. 37 ends, and I'll show you right here. 37 ends with saying that 38 would be the issue that we've all been waiting for. 38 would be the one that would give us the adaptation of The Empire Strikes Back. Ooh, 1980. Fans are like desperately like, yes, the next adaptation of a Star Wars movie, you know, the new Star Wars movie that's coming out, episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. And then, boy, were they wrong, because the next issue, people probably picked up this issue 38, probably got very, very excited, like, oh yes, issue 38, Empire Strikes Back. No, no, it was not Empire Strikes Back. It was a filler issue. Apparently there was a scheduling issue where they thought, okay, so this next one will be put in. I don't know what happened. I don't know if Lucasfilm was like, hey, it's a little too early for us to be revealing the plot of the movie. We still don't want that out there yet. I don't know if the writer was just like, this is what we're doing, and then his editor was like, no, Archie, that's not what's going to happen. I don't know what it was, but essentially Marvel jumped the shark a little bit and then had to backpedal and go, no, actually, it's not. One more issue, and then we'll be an Empire. So we have a filler issue, which is issue 38. So episode 5 will begin in issue 39. But again, going through the story here of these, the big thing here is Vader is learning Luke's identity. Now, most people, when it comes to that story, will point to Vader's quest as being the point in the timeline or in the lore where Vader learns Luke's name. He learns who the rebel is that destroyed the Death Star. And so, and the other thing here is that in this arc, Vader in the Marvel series also learns Luke's name, or it is implied that he is. It's kind of an odd tale. It reveals to Vader Luke's name, and in the lore, basically, Vader's been trying to find the rebel who destroyed the Death Star, his name, because he sensed how powerful he was in the Force. And essentially, when he finds out that who Luke is, he's kind of confused. He doesn't learn until Empire Strikes Back that Vader is, or Luke is his son. But he's trying to figure out, how does he have the name Skywalker? Is it just, is it a long lost relative? And he's like, no, Shmi was the only Skywalker that I knew of, was, he Obi-Wan's son. And then I think at one point he thinks like, wait, Padme was, pregnant with a child 19 years ago or something. Because he finds out his age. He was like 19 standard years at the time. And he is like, well, that's not possible. I killed Padme. The Emperor told me I killed Padme. So, again, this is all in the lore. Ryder Wynnum does a great job of expanding that and basically telling you more of what I just said in his book, The Rise and Fall of Darth Vader. I would pick that up. I think it's pretty good. Anyways, so, basically the explanation for why this and Vader's quest can coexist is basically saying that Vader's quest is the true way that Vader found out who Luke was. This is just, you could say that it's another tale, a retelling. Personally, I think this is more of, this is how I think it went down, in the universe at least. You could say that this issue, and I think it does, happens after Vader's quest. So it's basically Vader just confirming the info, right? He hears it in Vader's quest, and then he's like, I need to make sure that this is true. I'm going to confirm it. It is true. Okay, he's a Skywalker. So it's just kind of confirming that. But anyways, it's kind of the whole story arc between 35 through 37. Then we get to issue 39, which is the filler issue. So Luke and Leia come under attack. And when they get damaged, they jump to hyperspace and basically leave the galaxy into a void. And they're attacked by this Jedi droid thing, like this hunter. It's really strange. And they find out that there was this civilization that died of a plague. And basically this guy, he leaves this place, and his living ship. It's really, again, it's really weird. Like the living ship, if I can pull it up here real quick, it's like this bubbly weird mass. Like here's a Star Destroyer in front of it. It's really weird. It's very strange. And so basically this guy has been like living on this ship. The ship is living, okay? So the living, like, it has like cell tissue or whatever. And he's been like, it's like he's integrated into the ship. Like it's kind of like a part of it. It's really strange. So Luke and Leia eventually get back, and it's really strange, and it's never referenced again. Not in any of the Marvel books, not in any other expanded universe material, as far as I know. I could be wrong on that statement, but in my study for this, I've yet to really have seen it be referenced in any shape, way, or form. I think really Lucasfilm, or Marvel I should say, was just kind of like, man, we need something to fill in the gap till we can start the Empire Strikes Back. Just come up with something. We don't care. Just put something out there. And this is what we got. And so ultimately, again, comes down to our typical question on this show, right? Is this an essential read, or at least are these 4 issues essential in your reading? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think any of them are essential. If you're going to skip any of them, I would say skip 38. There really isn't much there. Like I said, it's a filler issue, and it never comes back into play later on. So if you miss it and you just go straight on to Empire Strikes Back, or if you're doing this in chronological order, going on, or just, this is something that you just think you have heard of, you can skip it. There really is not much here. In terms of 35 through 37, it's up to you. Vader's Quest, I think, is very good. I think it's better than this. But again, this really doesn't contradict it too hard. Again, just kind of doing those little retcons, just peeling back the layers a little bit more, and there's pretty good continuity here. So honestly, I think it's up to you. You're not going to miss out on much. It doesn't add too much to the lore, but they are still entertaining reads, and I think that you'll get something out of them. So folks, that is all the time I have for today. We will see you next time with another episode of the Star Wars Library, and I think you know what the next one is. We'll see you later.